Good evening. Welcome to Biology STPM Biology class with Visundram. Whatever the reason you are taking STPM, not sure what is the reason. Whatever reason you have, whatever results you have in your SPM at the moment doesn't matter. SPM is a different exam. Now we are in STPM, so it's a totally different. You are starting back from a clean plate. So whatever happens, whether you did well, didn't do well in biology or any other subject in SPM, when you come to STPM, it doesn't matter anymore. Maybe if later when you're applying for work or course, maybe SPM result affects. But this STPM, what you're going to study now is you are starting with a clean plate, meaning no need to be bothered about what happened before this. So I'll just give you some differences between SPM and STPM before I have a brief. Maybe we start the first chapter briefly, but before that, some general information that you need to know. First, one of the main difference in STPM and SPM will be, I'm talking all for biology. I'm not sure about other subjects. As for biology, in STPM, there is something called a syllabus that you can actually download. That is one of the first thing I'm going to ask you to do. Whatever subject you are doing for STPM, go to Majlis Pemeriksa Malaysia, mpm.edu.my, or you just search for the word STPM Biology Syllabus. One of the first link you get there will bring you to MPM website, Majlis Pemeriksa Malaysia. In that website, you have the syllabus for every subject that is offered. Download all the syllabus for the subjects that you are taking. Every subject you are taking, download the syllabus. The syllabus is important because they already list down what they're going to ask. Practically, they're giving you the question. They're giving you the question before the actual exam. They have a list. Maybe later I'll show you how the syllabus looks like. So they have a list of what is important. I mean, what they're going to ask. In this chapter, this is the information you need. So they have given you, we didn't have that in Form 5 for SPM. Have also is not that clear. But for STPM, the syllabus is clearly given and you can get the information, you can download the syllabus. That is the first thing you need to do. If you're really really decided to do STPM, download the syllabus. I'm not sure whether other teachers are going to ask you to do that. I'm going to ask you to do that because for bio, the questions are all based on the syllabus. So that means you already know the question. It's already mentioned in the syllabus. They don't tell you, but they'll have certain highlights there. From there, we know these are the questions that is going to come up. That is, first, we know what's in and what's not in. Generally, we know. That's number one. Number two is we have semester system. So the semester system means we have 3 SEM, similar to what you're going to face in university later. First SEM, second SEM, third SEM. Whatever that you learn in the first SEM, in generally, we don't need some information we carry forward. But what you learn in semester 1, you don't bring into semester 2. So another clean plate. You finish semester 1. The moment you come out of the exam hall, you can forget everything. We start back new, semester 2. Finish semester 2, we go to semester 3. Again, we start new. Generally, what you have in the previous syllabus, previous SEM, they don't ask in the next SEM. What's in the next SEM, that is what they're going to ask. Every SEM will have around 7 chapters. And the SEM is around 6 months plus, 6 months to 7 months. Semester 2 is a bit shorter time, so we have to rush through semester 2. But semester 1, semester 3, generally all the SEM is around 6-7 months, plus minus 6-7 months. So, and your final results is accumulation, adding up these 3 SEM. First SEM result, second SEM result, third SEM result. Combined is going to be your overall results for STPM. For the science subject, for the 3 science subjects, yes, I'm not sure about others, but for science subject, 3 SEM add up becomes the overall results for you. They use CGPA. They will show you the breakdown. So, meaning every SEM there's going to be around 6-7 chapters, plus minus 6-7 chapters. So That's all the question is going to be. 6, 7 chapters. We have the syllabus. We know the question is going to be. Generally, we know this is how the question is going to be. So you just cover that. And another thing for STPM generally is they don't have general statement. They don't have a thinking question. If you're very good in memorizing, you can do very well in STPM. As for bio, other subjects I don't do. That is the question, that is the answer. You memorize, you can write back, you can get your full marks. Generally, that is how it goes. So STPM is a lot of memory power, memorizing all the facts, memorizing all the answers. You can memorize, you can do it. As for bio, generally, you can do it. So we know the question, we know the syllabus, just memorizing, understanding, memorizing, and write back in exam to get the good results. 80% is theory, 20% will be practical. Practical you must do in school, that one we can't help. I think there is 10 practicals you're supposed to do. Your teacher will assist you. You're supposed to conduct the experiment and submit the report. Like that is a bonus mark. Make sure you follow the teacher's instruction, complete all the experiment, submit the report. You can get that marks. So that one is just following instruction. The theory part. So we know the syllabus, we know the question, we also know the answer. So basically we know everything generally. So how come it's hard? Because every question is huge answer. Long, lengthy explanation. That is where the problem is. So you generally tahu soalan, tahu jawapan. Do you remember the answer? That is the problem. Because based on the syllabus, every chapter will have many questions. Every question compared to SPM, we explain in detail. Detailed explanation. For example, respiration. Maybe your syllabus has become, a lot of information from STPM they brought into your syllabus, but still, like you learn photosynthesis in your syllabus, you learn photosynthesis. You had the light dependent and light independent reaction. Light dependent, light independent. We are going to learn again. But light dependent, light independent in your syllabus combined is 10 marks. For your SPM syllabus, combined 10 marks. Light dependent, you have the electron, excited electron onwards, you might remember. That one question now will become around 4 different essays. Every essay is 10 marks. Light dependent reaction alone is around 15 marks. Light dependent reaction alone, without going into light independent. Light dependent alone is 15 marks. Light dependent reaction will have 3 essays or 3 types of plant. That will be 3 essays. So we know the question, we know the answer, but there is a lot, too much to remember. That is the problem. Do you remember the answer for the question? During the exam, do you remember? Itu saja masalah sekarang. Boleh ingat tak? Fahamkan, lepas faham, boleh tak kamu tulis balik masa exam? That is the problem. Generally. Another problem is the time limit. Your exam is extremely short. This is the breakdown of how the exam is going to be. So your code, the exam code, the subject code is 964. 964. And every SEM, there'll be 3 SEM. So you can see SEM 1, SEM 2, SEM 3. Every SEM, you'll be sitting only for one paper, which is only 1.5 hours. Just 1.5 hours. 1,5 jam sahaja. Within that 1.5 hour, you need to answer 15 objective questions, multiple choice, A, B, C, D. 2 structure question, compulsory. So the 15 objective, the 2 structure is compulsory. This one out of the 3 essay, you need to answer 2. And you need to do all of that within 1.5 hours. That's where the problem is. Do you remember the answer? And can you write the answer within the limited time that we have, which is around 1.5 hours? The 20% that you are supposed to do the practical, that one you do in school. Okay, 15 compulsory practical. Just follow the instruction, write the report, conduct the experiment, write the report, give it to teacher. So that one is like, if you follow instruction, you can get the 20 or almost the 20 marks. This one, the time is the problem. So STPM generally you don't have time to think. Secara tak ada masa untuk fikir. Because the time is that much, that limited. When you look at the question, you should immediately know the answer. You can't be looking at the ceiling, okay, this question, how should I answer, all of that is wasting time. You must, when you look at the question, you must immediately know the answer, look at the question and start to write the answer. Then you can get the A. Meaning, you have to be hardworking. There's no other choice. For STPM, you have to be extra hardworking. If you're hardworking, because everything is there. The question, the syllabus is there. The question is there. The answer also we are going to give. Your job is to understand, memorize, and write back for the exam. That's all. Secara tak perlu fikir pun. Generally, you don't even have to think in the exam. General statement, you don't have to think in the exam. My subject, I don't know about other. You can memorize and write back for the essay. All you can get the full marks. But the process of memorizing and understanding all of it, you have to be hardworking. If you're hardworking, STPM automatically becomes easy. For in general, will become easy. It's just a matter of memorizing. 1.5 jam, 2 struktur, 2 essay, 15 objektif. Tak ada masa untuk fikir. Terus kena jawab. So right at the beginning, I'm giving you, you can take this as an advice or you can take this as a warning. STPM is not something that you play around. It's used to be one of the hardest question in the whole world, hardest exam in the whole world. Until now, it's recognized worldwide because it is heavy, hard. And I think at the moment it's not the hardest exam, but one of the hardest exams. But many students get A. It's not impossible to get A. Many students get A, the hardworking ones. Maybe luck, and some say some lucky students get A. The luck comes when you're prepared. When opportunity arrives, when you're prepared, that's lucky. So right at the beginning, I'm telling you that you have to be hardworking to get good results in STPM. Must be hardworking, no other choice. Mesti hardworking, baru boleh dapat A. Every day, I'm not sure how the classes in school goes. Like for my classes, after we finish today, maybe we might learn water today. Water, characteristic of water. The first chapter is biochemical. You might be learning water characteristic. If you have time, we'll do. Today you learn water characteristic. By next week, you should have already done your revision for water characteristic. Now, that's an A student. You don't have a choice. Because you delay. The syllabus, one sem is only 6-7 months. You delay 2-3 months, then want to start to do revision. That's not only my subject. There is another 3-4 subjects you need to study for. So the luxury of time is not there. At the same time, you'll be doing homework from your school teacher, school work, maybe some activities, so many other things. So you have to be hardworking. Every week when we finish something, you should have already done the revision by the next class. If you are that hardworking, then it's easy to get it. Must be hardworking. Whatever happened in SPM doesn't matter. It's a new game now. It's totally new exam. The syllabus will look like this. I'll just show you how the syllabus looks like. So this is the breakdown of the exam. So generally, every SAM, this is what you do. And the scaling is a bit weird. Every SAM, you get 26.67. So add times 3, so total is 80%. And when you add up that 80% to the 20% for your practical, that will give you 100% for the bio paper. Boleh dapat A. So they follow the CGPA similar to what happens in university. So this is the grading. And we try to get 4 flat as much as possible. Revision book, you can buy a lot. There's a lot of revision books that you can get. You can just go to a bookshop or you can just Google, go to shopee.com or any other online website. You can buy the books. Most probably your school teacher will ask you to buy a set. I'm not giving any recommendation. You can buy whatever your school teacher is asking you to buy. So just follow the instruction. The book that every teacher refers to is this book by the name of, we call it as a Campbell book. The name is your Campbell. For STPM student, this book is a legend on its own, like, the ultimate book, because the book itself is like this thick. You want to carry also very heavy. In many students, in the excitement of entering STPM, they'll go and buy this book. It's quite expensive now. It's almost 150, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe even higher. In the excitement, oh, I want to do biology, I want to do this, that, they buy the book. End up, after they buy the book, they read 1 2 days, they don't understand, they just put it aside, and then a few months later, it will come up in the listing for sale and onwards. It's hard for you to understand what's in the Campbell. Pumerixa, people who create the exam questions, they use it as the reference. So generally, lecturers use it. For us, generally, the revision books that you can get from the bookshop is generally enough. No need to buy Campbell book. Some people in excitement, they go and buy. No need. You're not going to use it. So just buy any of the revision book that your school teacher recommend. Technically, we don't have a textbook for STPM. Technically, we don't have a textbook. Form 5, you have textbook. For STPM, no. They have suggested reference book. If you check the syllabus, they'll have suggested reference books. Follow your school teacher. Whatever your school teacher recommend, buy that. You no need to download Campbell. No need to download Campbell. You can get, you can get nowadays with Telegram, you can get download, but you're not going to use. Generally, it's too complex, it's a bit higher level. Just stick to the revision books is generally enough. You can download, you can get, I've seen it in Telegram. I also download already, but I didn't use it. This is very complete, very high standard explanation. So it is used, let's say, like Pomerex, they are marking something and they're not sure whether this is accepted or not. So they go back to the Campbell as a reference, the ultimate book for us to get the right answer. But for us, for students, generally, tak perlu. So other books, I just mentioned a few in here, but you check with the school teacher what is needed. In terms of syllabus, this is how you must download the syllabus from, you can download from mpm.edu.my, the official portal for Majlis Peperiksaan Malaysia. Just search for, in Google, search for STPM Biology Syllabus. You'll get the link straight, download. And if you download, the syllabus will look something like, so this is the syllabus. So biology, Peperiksaan Sijil Tinggi Pelajaran Persekolahan Malaysia, STPM. So the code is 964 and this is basically the syllabus. So for example, a lot of information from STPM was brought into your syllabus. For example, water. You have water in your syllabus, 3 characteristics. The 3 characteristics that you learn in Form 4 is water is a polar molecule. So it's a polar molecule. They can form cohesive, they can have cohesive force and specific heat capacity. If you have been to my class, I should have told you, STPM, we learn water, but we learn 7 characteristics. There is 7 characteristics in here. 7 characteristics of water, 3 of it they bring to Form 4. Previously don't have. So you learn 3, now we add another 4 inside to make it 7 characteristics of water. So this is what the syllabus mentioned in terms of water. This is what they want. They want you to explain, they want you to know polarity, cohesiveness, density, surface tension, specific heat capacity, latent heat of vaporization. If you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, no man, we underline 6 here. So this is the 6 characteristic of water that they want in exam. And what is the question going to be? They already mentioned here. What is the relationship? They already mentioned what is physiological role in organism. That characteristic, if water is a polar molecule, how does it help a living organism? How does it make a living organism function more efficiently? What is the role in the living organism? So you can take the characteristic as 1 mark. The characteristic is 1 mark and the role in the organism is 1 mark. So they can ask you in essay, maybe 10 marks question. Give 5 characteristics of water, physical properties of water. and it's important in living organism. They can ask you 5 physical properties of water and physiological roles in living organism. So what is the answer you need to provide? Is this the one you have in the syllabus? That is what you need to write. So generally, we already know the question. If water comes out, they are going to ask us, what is the physical properties of water, which is this. This is the question. And what is the role of that property in the living organism? That is the question. The matter now is, are they going to ask you 1 property or 3 property or 5 property or 2 property, 1, 2 or 3 or 5 or 4? Maximum is 5 lah, 10 marks. So berapa dia akan tanya, kita tak tahu. You must be prepared in the sense you need to know all the 6, I think there should be 7. Okay, all the 6 that is mentioned here. The 6 characteristic you must be able to describe. When you mention water is a polar molecule, what do you mean by polar? You need to inform the examiner. After you explain to the examiner why water is a polar molecule, the next step, the examiner is going to ask you, oh, water is polar. Fine. How does it help a living organism? How does it benefit a living organism? That is the next sentence we need to give. So the polarity, describing the polarity is 1 mark. Relating it to the role in organism is 1 mark. That's the 2 marks. Repeat for the next characteristic, cohesiveness. What is it? 1 mark. Relation to physiological role in organism, 1 mark. And we just repeat that. That's the question. So this is what I meant by, if you use the syllabus, you already know the question. We are going to provide you with the answer. You know the question, you know the answer. Do you remember it during the exam? To remember, you need to be hardworking. You have to do the question a few times until you memorize the answer. There's no other way. Terpaksa kerja kuat. We always have this, a lot of people will say working smart is better than working hard. Even when I'm explaining about the heartbeat also, I'll explain the heart is working smart, is not working hard. Yes, agree. But for STPM, I still, and I'm old style, I still believe in hard work. For STPM, it needs to be hard work. You have to be hardworking, no choice to get good results. I'm telling you in the first class itself. Don't come to STPM with, with, what's the word to use? Suka-suka datang, enjoy and go. From the first class, your mindset should be, I want to get A. For whichever subject, you have to be hardworking. That's the only way. There's no other way. Because a lot of information, you see chapter 1, you need to know about water, carbohydrate. If you go to the next page, we have lipid, protein. All of this you learn in Form 4, Chapter 4. Lipid, protein, nucleic acid, DNA, RNA. Then we continue with analytical techniques. So that's only Chapter 1. That's only Chapter 1. So until here is Chapter 1. And if you just count generally, let's take randomly. Not randomly, let's take generally, every one of these is 1 question. So that's 1 question here. If you go to the next page, kalau kita kira lah secara berapa question yang ada. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, if I just generally count, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's 1 chapter, around 20 questions. Lebih kurang, 20 questions. Times it with 6. So around under 20 questions that you need to memorize the answer. Some are easy questions, some are complicated questions. I'm not trying to make you scared, but I need to tell you the reality of STPM. You have to be hardworking. Hardworking can get A. You're good in memorizing, even easier to get A. For bio, other subjects, no comment, I'm only talking about bio. So this is the syllabus. Please download from mpm.edu.my. And today I'll be starting with the water explanation. I'll be starting with the water. So we'll be trying to cover all of these physical properties of water, and also it's important in living organism. Not general, specific explanation for water. So before I continue, any question for this general explanation that I gave so far? I've given you the syllabus. I've showed you how the exam is going to be. This is how the exam is going to be. Any question for the moment? Ada soalan? Okay, the next thing is the notes. Okay, the notes I will be, you need to buy the notes. I'll give you the 6 notes all together. But the notes will not have, no, there'll be empty spaces for you to fill in during the class. It will look something like this. So the notes will be something like this. So today we'll be learning about water. So I strictly follow the syllabus. If it's not in the syllabus, I don't explain. Similar to Form 5, if it's not in the textbook, I don't explain. What's in the textbook is what comes out for SPM. What's in the syllabus is what comes out for STPM. So we just have to make sure we cover everything that itself is a lot. So no need to make your life hard. Sometimes I go to, you have some forums where STPM students are, they are discussing something. Sometimes I go to the forum and I see, sometimes some students will be asking how to answer. They'll be having discussion among them. Sometimes I see like how to answer this question, how to answer. Sometimes I wonder, why are these students doing these questions? Okay, another thing, general advice for you. We are doing STPM, we must follow STPM syllabus. There is A-level syllabus. There is, pre-matriculation syllabus. There are a lot of other syllabus around. They all come under this general group, pre-university. You do this before you actually apply for university. Pre-university, they call it. There are many pre-university courses. STPM is not the only one. And every one of them, the syllabus is different. If you want to answer a certain question, let's say for STPM Bio, and you go online and you search for certain answers, okay, the answer, Google doesn't know you're a STPM student. So they are going to, the Google is just based on your question, the Google is going to search the whole internet, and whatever it finds relevant, they'll show it to you. They're not going to choose for you specifically STPM. They don't know. So the answer that you get from the Google, it might be for a university student who's taking bio subject in university, or it could be the answer for an O-level student. You won't know what is the answer that is needed for STPM. Susah sikit. So that is why I'm re-emphasizing the importance of the syllabus for STPM. To narrow down what we need to know. Characteristic of water, ada banyak. The syllabus mentioned 6, 7. That's the only one you need to know. If you go online, you check, there's many other characteristics of water. Water cannot be compressed, something like that. They're not going to ask in STPM. How do I know? Because the syllabus doesn't mention it. Use the syllabus. Kesian, sometimes I don't know whether, so far I'm already teaching STPM a long time. So they never go out of syllabus. Generally, they never go out of syllabus. What's in the syllabus is what comes up for the exam. So kadang-kadang saya, nak advise pun kadang-kadang, I did try once. There was a group of students in that forum, STPM, there is forum. The one student asked a question or something like. So in my mind, I'm thinking this is not an STPM. Ini dalam syllabus tak ada pun. So I asked the question. I think they don't know I'm a lecturer. Sorry, I don't teacher. So I asked the question, where you got this from? My teacher gave. Is this in the syllabus? That question was not answered. That question was not answered. Is this in the syllabus? It's not in the syllabus. That is no. The question I asked, is this in the syllabus or not? They didn't answer. Meaning, most of the students taking STPM, they don't realize the importance of the syllabus. Like you are going to a certain place. you don't have a map, you just simply going whatever road you see, you go. If you have a Waze or you have a Google map, in your app, you want to go from one place to another place, the Google map will bring you directly to the place. Most of the time, now there are times also sesat, but generally most of the time you reach the place. Imagine going there without a map, without knowing which direction to go. That is what many students are doing. They don't realize the syllabus is that important. Kadang-kadang cikgu pun tak tahu, itu lagi kesian. Okay, so the syllabus, follow the syllabus. If it's in the syllabus, they'll ask. If it's not in the syllabus, they don't ask. Maybe for example, 1 minute. Okay, this is the just to show you. This is 2013 when the first year the new syllabus was launched. The new syllabus. This is the question that came up. This is the question that came up. So you'll be learning this later in this time, which is, so there are 3 types of amino acid. They give you this amino acid, and the question asks you to identify the 3 amino acid. And I'm interested with this. In which group do the amino acid A and C belong to? You identify the amino acid. What is this dotted line here? What does this represent? And in which group they belong to? And then we have some formula reaction here. Okay. This is the actual STPM exam question. STPM exam question. If you refer to the syllabus, this is what the syllabus mentions. Classify amino acid into 4 main classes based on the side chain: polar, non-polar, acidic, and basic. This is what 1.4 of the text of the syllabus mentions. So that means based on this, I already know the answer is about side chain. So what is this inside this box? The answer for question B1 is side chain. Amino acid side chain. Where does the amino acid A and C belong? Is one of the 4 here: polar, non-polar, acidic, and basic. Actually, if you look here, this is polar. This is supposed to be basic. A is amino acid with basic side chain. C is amino acid with polar side chain. My point here is, it's already mentioned in the syllabus. They already told you they are going to ask you about side chain. They are going to ask you the 4 groups in the side chain, 4 different types of side chain, and that is what they ask in exam. This is not the only one. This is another question. So this is also 2013. So this is the kind of questions you get for your exam. This is Krebs cycle. Later you'll be learning Krebs cycle is one complex explanation. A series of biochemical reaction, aerobic metabolism. Name the biochemical reaction, identify all of this. Explain briefly what happens, name the enzyme. So this is Krebs cycle. The textbook syllabus specifically mentioned, describe the various steps involved in the Krebs cycle, including link reaction. That is what they ask in exam. Apa yang dia tulis dalam syllabus, itu yang dia tanya. This is the three essay question in year 2013. The first question is, with a label diagram, describe with a label diagram structure of plasma membrane according to Singer and Nicholson. They give you 15 marks. One full essay, you draw and explain plasma membrane. Question 18. This is question 18. This is the syllabus. Fluid mosaic model. Describe the structure of a membrane based on Singer, Nicholson, fluid mosaic model. This is the syllabus. This is the exam question. Now I can go on and on and on to explain to you why the syllabus is important. If it's in the syllabus, they ask. If it's not in the syllabus, this is question, that is question 18. This is question 19. Question 19 is about enzyme immobilization, biosensor, and they ask for 2 examples. Advantage of immobilized enzyme is immobilization. This is the syllabus. Importance, main techniques of enzyme immobilization. Explain the application of enzyme memory in the development of biosensor. Syllabus mention biosensor. Exam question is biosensor. Marah already sekarang. No, I'm a bit angry because students outside don't know the importance of syllabus. All, sama macam SPM. SPM students I school now, STPM also, I'm telling you right at the beginning. SPM, in SPM, I'm stopping there because I can go on and on to show you every question is from the syllabus. You get the idea. SPM, I always scold the student. If they come to class, they bring revision book, I scold them. I'll tell them, you just write back what's in the textbook. Don't bring the revision book into class. Many times I'll ask this, if any student bring the revision book, I'll explain something. I'll ask the student, okay, this is in the textbook. Now you open your revision book and find the same word in the revision book. Most of the time don't have. Why students use revision book? I'm talking about SPM. Because they have this impression you have to write more than your friends. To impress the examiner, you need to have bombastic explanation, complex explanation to impress. The examiner is not bothered with all of that. Do you know the information you have in the textbook? You write back, enough. That's enough. You show the examiner, what is this? You're super excellent. You know more than the other student. Wow, the examiner say, wow, very smart student. Huh? All the best. It doesn't translate to extra marks for you. The marks is what's in the textbook. So tak payah, show your kepandaian kamu, tunjuk dalam bidang lain, inter-school science competition. Go there and show your expertise. I'm not, don't get me wrong. What I'm trying to tell you is, you can get A or A plus just by following the textbook. You don't have to impress the examiner. Tak payah. You impress in language. Bahasa Malaysia, English, essay, write bombastic words. All kinds of words you can think of. The words that people don't know, you write. They appreciate you because you're creative. We are doing science. No need to be creative. Just write back the facts enough. Itu SPM. STPM pun sama juga. The same mentality comes to STPM. Just stick to the syllabus. That will, as we go more chapters, you start to realize, banyak untuk ingat. Now you don't know because you're just starting. But as we go, you start to realize, and not only my subject, you have other subjects also. The amount of information you need to memorize, understand. So why adding burden to yourself by remembering things that you don't need? How to reduce your workload? Follow strictly the syllabus. That is what I'm going to do. My notes will be fully based on syllabus. I don't go out of syllabus. Going back to my note. Okay. So a lot of advice for you today. First class, macam-macam advice. In other, once I start teaching, I'll continue teaching. But first class, I want you to understand that STPM is not something that you come and enjoy and go. You have to come with the right mindset. I want to get A. You can get A. Many students get A. Hardworking students. Okay. I don't know whether others agree with this or not, but based on my experience, I'm really teaching STPM 20 years plus already. So I've seen many students getting A, and every one of them is the hardworking student. Generally, the hardworking students find it easy to get A. I'm just passing the information to you. The ball is in your court. You decide what you want to do.